Look at these headlines from the United Kingdom this morning. The Daily Express says, "Shameful Trump attack stuns the world." From the Daily Star, "Putin's poodle," and Donald Trump is in the character of a poodle, and then being walked by Putin. And then the Daily Mail, "Trump appalls world with dictator blast at Zelenskyy." So in between Donald Trump's vacationing yesterday, playing golf once again, remember over the weekend while there were devastating storms in Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, Donald Trump was circling around the Daytona 500 in his motorcade, but then playing golf and then golfed over the weekend. He's golfed every day since then on our taxpayer dime. And in between then, he's been attacking Zelenskyy. Yesterday he called Zelenskyy a dictator. He threatened Zelenskyy. He threatened our allies in NATO. We'll get to that in just a bit. And while all of that's going on, you have Elon Musk using his rage algorithm, his disinformation propaganda network known as X, used to be Twitter, making posts like this and making a mockery of the fact that he and DOGE and Donald Trump are cutting essential services and destroying lives in America. I'll show you. They make a joke about it. Elon Musk cuts off Social Security benefits for thousands of Revolutionary War veterans. And then Elon Musk responds to that. So cruel. And they're making a joke over the fact that Elon Musk lied that there were tens of millions of deceased people getting Social Security, which is false because Elon Musk and his DOGE team were unable to understand or read correctly the codes to which people who were enrolled on Social Security were actually getting paid. That's all disinformation. But let me share with you this video right here, Elon and Donald, because as you make a mockery of this, take a look at this from PIX11 News. The 9/11 health program is now taking a heavy hit from the Department of Government Efficiency. This is the fund that provides health care for thousands of first responders and civilians impacted by 9/11. Here, play this clip.
The 9/11 health program taking a heavy hit from the Department of Government Efficiency.
Yeah, the fund provides health care for thousands of first responders and civilians. Well, new staff reductions could put lives at risk. John Mueller has a closer look.
More than 137,000 people are enrolled in the 9/11 health program. First responders and everyday New Yorkers exposed to the toxic dust, battling health ailments and cancers. The program created to keep them alive is now the latest target of budget cuts under Elon Musk and DOGE.
It's repulsive. It's reckless. And it lacks empathy.
Terrible betrayal. And I can give you examples like that within the FAA. I can give you examples like that within the Forest Service. I can give you examples like that internationally. In every agency, they are gutting essential services. And that's why we've had about 9 plane crashes already since Trump took office. 9. I think 4 or 5 of them were lethal, including the commercial jet crash a few weeks back over Washington, D.C. And the same way Republicans have tried to normalize school shootings, they now want to normalize plane crashes. Hey, planes just crash. Remember, I've been showing you those videos of the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, saying planes crash. Planes crash. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's been making posts like this. Congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king. This is from the White House. He also made multiple posts like this from his personal social media accounts. And it is an image of himself on a fake Time magazine cover. And it says Trump, and he's wearing a crown. And it says, "Long live the king." Meanwhile, he's also making posts like this on social media, referring to Zelenskyy as a dictator. He goes, "A dictator without elections. Zelenskyy better move fast, or he is not going to have a country left." He then lies about Zelenskyy stealing money from the United States of America. Pure Russian disinformation and propaganda directly. It's like the direct words of what Putin is saying. Their former president in Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, says that he is laughing right now at the United States. He goes, "If you told me a United States president was going to say this about Zelenskyy, I would never believe you, but we are laughing our asses off in Russia at Donald Trump kissing the feet or the ring of Vladimir Putin. Putin's poodle, as they're saying in the UK. Just so you can hear what Donald Trump said yesterday, I'll just show you a few very short ones. I don't want to show you anything longer than this. Here, Donald Trump, in the middle of his vacationing, because all he's been is vacation 55 or 60% of the time so far, he calls President Zelenskyy a dictator. Play this clip.
Like a fiddle. He played him like a fiddle. That's an expression we use, yes, sir, to say that he's pretty easy. A dictator without elections. Zelenskyy better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Got to move fast.
Here, Donald Trump says that spreading disinformation, but saying, what Russian, they spend, what, $2 in our elections? Ha ha ha. Russia. Here, play this clip.
And $21 million for voter turnout in India. What do we need to spend $21 million for voter turnout in India? Wow, $21 million. I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. Well, we ought to tell the Indian government, because when we hear that Russia spent about $2 in our country, it was a big deal, right? They took some internet ads for $2,000. This is a total breakthrough. $21 million for India.
Now, America, who would have warned us about this? Who could have predicted this was going to happen? May I show you first Exhibit a highly qualified, perhaps the most qualified person to ever run for the presidency, the Democratic pick, former Vice President Kamala Harris. Remember at the debate when she said the following? Play this clip.
Putin would be sitting in Kyiv with his eyes on the rest of Europe, starting with Poland. And why don't you tell the 800,000 Polish Americans right here in Pennsylvania how quickly you would give up for the sake of favor and what you think is a friendship with what is known to be a dictator who would eat you for lunch.
Only took Donald Trump less than 30 days to roll over for Putin. How about Exhibit B? What if I show you former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton? Are you getting a pattern here? You had two qualified, compassionate, empathetic, beyond competent women, powerful women who would have done such great work for our country. And in both of these cases, America picked this freaking liar over and over again. Here, play this clip.
Putin, from everything I see, has no respect for this person.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
It's pretty clear you won't admit that the Russians have engaged in cyber attacks against the United States of America, that you encouraged espionage against our people, that you are willing to spout the Putin line, sign up for his wish list, break up NATO, do whatever he wants to do, and that you continue to get help from him because he has a very clear favorite in this race.
Because let me explain to you something. America has about 60% of America has below a 5th grade education, and it's people like this. I'll show you this clip right here of people saying that Americans who have been convinced with all their rage algorithms to support Putin over Americans, that this is where a lot of Americans feel. Play this clip.
Ukraine, would it give you any pause?
I don't have a problem with Russia. I really don't. I have a problem with Ukraine. They're corrupt. I think that people are just ridiculous that they think that Putin's such this enemy. He isn't doing anything. He just wants back what was his.
But he invaded Ukraine, killing thousands of people.
That's fine. That's fine with me.
As a veteran yourself, does it concern you at all that Russian aggression could move even beyond Ukraine?
I don't think Putin's a problem. I think Zelensky's the problem.
Why do you think Putin's not the problem? He's the one that invaded Ukraine and has killed thousands of people.
Because Putin is trying to save his country from the likes of idiots like Zelenskyy and the elitists.
You know, this administration, you either have to vote for Kamala or Putin. Who do you choose?
Oh, definitely Putin.
Putin.
Really? Why?
Absolutely. He's for his people. He is for his people.
Would you rather vote for VP Harris or Vladimir Putin if you had to choose?
I would actually vote for Putin if I had to, for the simple reason, if you understand Marxism and communism, you can work within it.
Yeah, Putin's values on family and on traditions and, protecting children. It almost sounds like, I'm not a pro-Putin guy.
So you think the country would be better off under a rule like a Kim Jong-un or somebody, or Vladimir Putin?
Hey, I love Russia.
You do? Why?
Yeah, it's beautiful. The people are wonderful.
I'm not a fan of Putin, but Kamala is for communism and taking our whole entire...
It's going to be a tough one, but what's your definition of communism? I just want to know.
I believe, it starts off great. I see how people can be attracted to it, like, oh, everybody's even.
And Russia has always been the antithesis of what America stands for. I mean, Russia hates the West. They want to undermine our values. So what does Kamala Harris do that makes her worse than Putin? Genuine question.
Because she's a socialist.
It's almost like a trap. Once they get you trapped, you become one of their drones, and it leads to totalitarianism.
And so when Donald Trump keeps on lying to them, I'll show you the split screen right here. And he goes, I'm going to lower prices on day one. And then there's inflation. They're like, whatevs. Just keep on feeding us fake USAID drops. Keep telling us about condoms here and condoms there.
Money. And in another program, $50 million plus another $50 million for condoms for Hamas. You know about that? $100 million for condoms. Condoms. Does everybody know what a condom is? For Hamas, $100 million. And these are just some. I could read this list all day long. I just don't want to bore you.
And we'll believe whatever you're saying. Here, play this clip.
Starting the day I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down, and we will make America affordable again. We're going to make it affordable again.
Yeah. And inflation is back. I'm only here for 2.5 weeks.
That was January.
Inflation is back.
For a week.
No, think of it. Inflation's back. And they said, oh, Trump, inflation. I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that was Donald Trump yesterday saying the lie about the condoms over and over again. I mean, that's already been debunked, but they don't care. It could be debunked 1,000 times. He goes, have you heard about condoms? I mean, it is beyond weird. Here, by the way, we have NPR's analysis found that of its verifiable work completed so far, DOGE has cut just $2 billion in spending, less than 0.03% of last fiscal year's federal spending. While Donald Trump goes around racetracks, the spending that's already taken place recklessly is in excess of anything that they've eliminated. Let's be clear about that. And didn't they say they were going to eliminate, trillions of dollars? It is all a lie, folks. But they're attacking judges. You've got Elon Musk and MAGA Republican Representative Eli Crane talking about impeaching one of the judges who ruled against them. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, their panel denied Trump administration's bid for emergency relief yesterday from the injunction blocking Trump's unlawful birthright citizenship order. There's Donald Trump. You see him third day in a row on the golf course once again. He didn't even know yesterday the head of the Social Security Administration resigned, didn't know that SpaceX employees were working at the FAA DOD, and he claimed that Medicaid wasn't being cut when it's being cut massively. Also, Eastern European officials have been telling German newspapers that based on what they're hearing, that the U.S. is going to remove all of its troops from countries in Europe that joined NATO after 1990, which would effectively eliminate NATO. And why don't I leave you with this clip right here, because I think it's very powerful. This is a former Vikings player who spoke before his city council in Huntington Beach. And here he is, the former punter, Chris Kluwe. Here's what he has to say. Play this clip.
Unfortunately, it's clear that this council does not listen, so instead I'm going to take my time to say what MAGA has stood for these past 3 weeks. MAGA stands for trying to erase trans people from existence. MAGA stands for resegregation and racism. MAGA stands for censorship and book bans. MAGA stands for firing air traffic controllers while planes are crashing. MAGA stands for firing the people overseeing our nuclear arsenal. MAGA stands for firing military veterans and those serving them at the VA, including canceling research on veteran suicide. MAGA stands for cutting funds to education, including for disabled children. MAGA is profoundly corrupt, unmistakably anti-democracy, and most importantly, MAGA is explicitly a Nazi movement. You may have replaced a swastika with a red hat, but that is what it is. I will now engage in the time-honored American tradition of peaceful civil disobedience.
Get the heck
Get out.
He was handcuffed by police and removed as he engaged in civil disobedience. You saw right there. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Thank you for watching. Now hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.